totally irresponsible parenting.
Not according to the internet.
Where on the internet?
Dax, it's time for your bath.
But I missed my show.
Don't argue with me, young man. Just do it.
This is our dad.
I'm the professor.
Yeah, he made us in his laboratory by accident. Don't worry, Professor. I was an accident, too.
You're my children, and I love you, but you're all terrible.
I guess I'll be 5. 5? 3, 4, 5.
Hey, these are nice mics. Why don't we have these?
I feel very low to the ground.
You are very low to the ground.
I feel very tall. But I think it's just because my microphone's up here.
Why did they give you a spit guard?
Because I spit a lot.
Oh, you shouldn't do that. Put Thanos away.
But he's my friend.
No, Thanos is nobody's friend. What time is it? Are we starting early?
Thanos is everybody's friend.
No. Nope.
What are we at?
I don't know. What are we at?
We could start a minute early.
That's fine. Who's going to bring us in?
Yeah, let's try to beat Kevin Eastman. Suck it, Eastman.
Oh, I thought you meant like we were going to physically go accost him right now.
No, it's not allowed. We can't do that.
He created the Ninja Turtles. He probably knows ninjutsu.
I think that's fake.
Yep.
Don't ruin my
Your head
childhood. All right, I can bring this in.
Thank you for putting Thanos away.
Oh, wait, no, I brought the other one away. In. You bring it in, Sarah.
Me bring it in? Hi, guys. This is Geek Parenting Podcast, and we are here live at Wasatch Con at Valley Fair Mall. I am Dr. Sarah, mother of the podcast. You can find me at Dr. Peace on Facebook and Instagram, Dr. Peace SH on Twitter, and Loves Like Pie on Twitch. And then I have to wrangle these two shenanigans. To my left is Mr. Johnny on the boards.
Hey, I'm Johnny on the boards. You can find me usually in the bushes outside of your house.
True.
Right now I'm on a stage, and that's kind of weird. You can also find me at White Enchilada 1 on Twitter and Instagram. Yes, I am actually posting on Instagram. Don't be alarmed. So, joining us today is our good friend, James Aka, Nerdy at Home Dad.
Hi, I'm James, Nerdy at Home Dad. I make costumes for my son, and I write stuff, and my son has a YouTube channel called The News with Jay, where he talks about geek news, but stuff that 7-year-olds like to talk about.
And he's really cute, so go watch it. Finances,
yes.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about the economy, because that's what makes sense for a 7-year-old.
Hey, that boy's all about Bitcoin.
Ugh, don't get me started on that.
So I have a question to ask our audience before we get started. Have you guys seen Infinity War yet? We're not going to talk about it.
We're not talking about it.
You guys haven't seen it? Okay. I just wanted to check in with everybody. If anybody had seen it. Tuesday. All right. Today at 5? All right.
Well, it's posted all over here. No spoilers. So we are going to adhere to that.
No spoilers. We're not going to talk about it. I just wanted to see if anybody had seen it. So.
But I do have a trivia question, and I'm going to throw something out, a prize out, if you get the question right.
Ooh, are you
so
gonna
we'll go with
a
raise of a hand. It's really easy. I just want to know if you know who voiced Howard the Duck in Guardians 1. Batman.
What was that answer?
Seth Green. Woohoo!
The owner of a brand new Infinity War T-shirt.
Congratulations. Enjoy. Wow, he really knew that.
All right, what we are going to talk about today is Disney movies.
Are we?
Yes.
Okay.
Wasn't it?
I thought it was reboots.
I thought we were reboots, but we can talk Disney movies.
Well, what do you mean reboots?
Oh, yeah, we were going to talk about the Disney movie reboots, right?
Right.
Okay,
Just so you know, this is as organized as we are every week.
We just have a topic, and then we just ramble for an hour or so.
Yeah.
So you came up, was it you or was it you?
I don't know.
One of you smart guys came up with this idea. We're going to talk about, reboots in terms of Disney. Like we're getting all these new live action remakes, and are they better? Are they worse? Are they bringing in a new generation of fans?
Right. By and large, they are superior to the straight-to-home video of
Fox and the
20
Hound
years
2.
ago.
You leave My Little Mermaid 2 alone. what is Ariel's Magic Adventure? or
I
something?
don't remember. I don't know. Eventually, she has a kid.
Back
That's
to
all
the
I remember.
Sea.
Yeah, yeah. At least it's not Olaf, right, James?
So anyway, they just released the first image, I think, of the new live-action Dumbo, and that's what got me thinking about this. So maybe it was me.
You know, I haven't seen that picture yet. Who's in it?
Dumbo. It's being done by Tim Burton.
Oh.
So
That sounds fun.
That sounds interesting.
which of the live-action reboots have you guys seen?
I've seen Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast, obviously, because I have a 5-year-old daughter who's obsessed with princesses. She and I really liked the Cinderella one. We're not so hot on the Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
It's a little long, we thought. She loves the cartoon version, though. So,
What about 101 Dalmatians with Glenn Close?
no.
Nope.
I've never seen those.
You haven't seen that?
I don't like 101 Dalmatians.
Oh,
I don't watch animal movies.
but you want us to get dirty.
I don't watch animal
That was
movies.
my best British accent. It's
That's
terrible.
really bad. Practice.
I can do a better Korg accent.
Peace off.
Hey guys, don't give them the ship.
Yeah.
No, but I think that when you talk about the live action reboots, so I think the only one I haven't seen is actually the Cinderella one.
That's got Agent Carter in it. How can you have not seen that yet?
I don't have
Spoilers.
a 5-year-old daughter.
That doesn't mean you
That's
can't
true.
watch
Jay
princess
loves
movies.
princess movies. But no, like I think one of my favorite ones actually, and it's my wife's favorite one. It's Maleficent.
Oh, yes. That is my favorite too, so far. But I adore Maleficent.
There are things I would change about it, but overall I liked the story.
I actually used Maleficent in my gender studies courses.
Oh, nice.
It's one of their options that they can choose and watch in terms of, gender issues. It's a really good one to use, too. Plus, I dressed up as Maleficent, so I kind of have to like that one.
You're obligated.
Yes, by law.
So, I mean, the straight-to-home video sequels of the past, it's obvious those were just a shameless cash grab.
Right.
And I'm torn as to whether or not I want to classify the live-action remakes the same way, because they do have more heart to them, it feels like. Maybe it's just because they're of this time, and I'm not looking back at them yet.
Well, I think you get a little bit of a different. You have a different angle when you do a live action movie as opposed to an animated movie. So when you have these movies like Jungle Book, for example,
Oh, Jungle Book was
yeah,
something.
that was good.
you have a lot more. What was the word I was looking for?
Shout out to Jon Favreau. Woo!
Yeah.
But you have a little bit more of a different story that you're trying to tell because there's things you can do and you can't do in live action.
Animation.
Hey, I know what a Gigantopithecus is now.
A what?
Gigantopithecus, that's what
Oh,
King Louis is.
okay, yeah. I got you.
But have you guys seen the image for what is it? What's the new Winnie the Pooh one?
Oh, Christopher Robin?
Yeah,
Christopher
Christopher
Robin.
Robin. Have you guys seen the
Revenge
picture for that with Pooh, Eeyore, Tigger, and Piglet?
The Heffalump, the Woozle.
Yeah, they're all just sitting on the beach.
I have seen that, and I
Baxton.
love that they actually look like the old stuffed animals you can
Yeah, it's
actually
not
get.
the animated.
No,
it's the
it's-
from the storybook.
look like
Is it
the
Ewan
stuffed
McGregor
animals.
in this one?
Yes.
Okay, I'll see it.
Yep.
I would anyway, though. I love Winnie
Exactly.
the Pooh.
See, and I'm not into Winnie the Pooh, but I love Ewan McGregor. So,
Oh, the
I'm in.
2011 movie was my favorite.
which one?
It was just called Winnie the Pooh. I think it was 2011.
I don't remember
The one with
that.
the Baxton.
Oh, that was the one with.
I don't remember that.
Zoe Deschanel did the music.
Yeah.
Really?
I know.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. I don't think I
haven't seen
that
it,
one.
but
I haven't seen the one at all. You know what one I'm really excited for? Mulan.
Oh, right.
Mulan's my favorite, and they've got an amazing cast on that.
You
That
think,
is gonna be so
you
good.
think Ming-Na Wen's going to be in it? Since she was the voice of the original Mulan, I think she'll at least make an appearance.
I could see her
I
being
don't know.
one
I'd
of the
like to.
supporting
Yeah, I'd like
characters.
to see her in it. I think it'd be awesome. But they do really have a fantastic cast. Chirrut, my boy, Chirrut Imwe is going to be in it.
Ooh,
He's
nice.
actually going to be her teacher. So I think that's going to be really cool. And we got which one? Lion King with Donald Glover.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Donald Glover. Isn't
So-
he Simba?
He's
Simba
Simba.
Calrissian.
That's not the Solo movie, it's the Lando movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not about Han Solo.
Well, to me, it's whatever the droid's name is. I can't remember.
That's,
But I have a soft spot
I
for
don't
the
remember.
droids.
I know you do. Are you going to get her added?
I got room.
Oh, he's got a very nice droid, Star Wars droid tattoo. Yeah, you should get her added.
Yeah.
But talking about Lion King, I think one of the things that I'm most excited about is that they are bringing back James Earl Jones as Mufasa.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's one
Which
of
is
the first
perfect.
times that you actually have somebody from
The animated.
movie coming over to the live action to play their same character.
Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing they're trying to have more actors of an African background than they did in the original.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
for sure.
Not Jonathan Taylor Thomas as Simba.
Or
Matthew
is it
Broderick.
Matthew Broderick too?
Matthew Broderick, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of an issue that we've been seeing a lot in movies lately, is making sure you get people. What you reading, James? What you reading?
Well, I was looking up
our article.
the other
Aladdin.
live action movies that are coming out.
I didn't know they
Aladdin.
were going to do Aladdin.
Yeah, Aladdin,
They're training real
Jasmine.
mice for the rescuers.
Jasmine is the actress who played Kimberly in the Power Rangers movie.
I haven't seen the Power Rangers movie.
Get
What?
out.
Get on it.
Get
Sorry,
off the
I
stage.
don't have a lot of time. Single mom.
The Red
5-year-old.
Ranger was the mullet guy from season 2 of Stranger
That I
Things.
knew. That I knew. Ugh, I don't like. He's.
What's
ugh.
his name?
Ugh.
Jason. Oh, you mean
yeah.
the actor's name? I don't know.
No, I meant in Stranger Things. I'm just trying to be a
Oh,
He's
no,
a
I don't,
jerk.
I don't know his name.
All I
I
know
only
is
know
he
his
was a
Power
jerk.
Ranger name.
You and your Power Rangers.
A Lady in the Tramp movie.
They're doing Lady and the Tramp. To see that one, I probably wouldn't see.
I think that's going to be like Snow Dogs. Snow Dogs 5, Lady in the Tramp.
Jeez.
How are they going to cast Lady and the Tramp?
I don't know, but
Who
now I
would you
want to go
cast?
sing He's a Tramp.
We're gonna get a live action Oliver and Company.
That'd be sweet.
Oh, I would love
No,
that.
give me that Black Cauldron.
Yes, yes, we need a live action Black Cauldron. Who would you cast as Merlin? Ian McKellen.
Okay.
Okay. Or is he done with wizards?
He probably is.
What's funny is you said Black Cauldron, and the first movie that popped up on this list was Sword in the Stone's going to be made. So not
Because-
Black Cauldron, but
Because I
Sword-
can't brains right now, I would cast the 10th Doctor. What's his name?
Matt Smith?
Barty Crouch.
Oh, David Tennant
Yeah, there you go.
as
That's Merlin.
Merlin.
Why not?
I c-
you
see
cast
that.
Purple Man as...
Hans Purpleman?
I can never see him as Purple Man.
Oh, and there's a Tinkerbell movie,
Now that
There's
one I'm
several
excited for.
Tinkerbell
Live
movies.
action.
Oh, okay.
and it's not Hook. It's not
Thank
Julia
God.
Roberts.
Are they going to get the girl that does the voice?
Julia Roberts?
No, I don't
No,
think they'll get her.
She was, I don't know. I can't brains today.
She
It
was in-
Roxy Richter and Scott Pilgrim.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think
She
they'll
does
get
the
her.
voice of Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. The more you know.
What else is on your list? Anything else?
So it's funny that you said Oliver and Company, because Oliver Twist is one that they're making,
Oh,
but
geez.
they use an image of Oliver from Oliver and Company.
They're getting Billy Joel in.
So I guess they're gonna write Oliver Twist
What
with
did I
Oliver.
So wait a
sell
second.
out?
If they're doing Lady and the Tramp, I want Aristocats.
You want who?
Aristocats.
Okay.
I don't
Okay
know.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get John
I'm not a
Goodman.
cat person. I'm
Get
more.
John
I
Goodman
would
to
love.
play Thomas O'Malley.
That
Don't
would
get me
work.
wrong. I see the cat ears. I like cats. They don't like me.
They sense
Anytime-
evil, James.
Yes.
Well, that's true. Anytime I try to pet a cat, they're like, get away from me. And I'm like, hey, I showered today. I have catnip with me if you want to be my friend. I'm like, get away from me, pusher
But you know what?
man.
They smell the dogs. They smell Pepper and
yeah.
Tony.
No means no.
I do. I have 2 dogs. My son named them. One is Tony Bark, and the other is Pepper Pups.
Yep. And they're adorable.
That causes problems for me with everything because I go to the zoo. The lions are like, I want to eat you because you smell like dogs. That's what I think the Lion King.
Are you jumping walls again, James?
Don't judge me.
Hey, my favorite all-time picture I've seen from our zoo came from you. And-
From our zoo?
No, you personally took the picture.
What picture was it? I don't remember.
I'm not going to say it, but
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, we can't talk. This
wanna
is
see
family.
that
This is
Lion
family
King.
friendly.
So in keeping with reboots, though, there's more than just Disney that does the reboots. We've had, DC's done quite a few reboots in our time.
DC.
How many times have we seen a new Superman,
New Batman.
new Batman, and there might be a new one by the next Justice League movie. But I think it's...
Can we reboot the reboot of Justice League?
hey, you think they'll do a live-action Lilo and Stitch? I mean, they'd have to CG a Stitch.
Why can't you just get a real alien to be Stitch?
Well,
Just create a
if they can do Rocket, why
genetic
can't they do
experiment.
Stitch? They
But
can do Stitch.
Rocket versus Stitch.
I wonder if like if people are ever gonna get reboot fatigue, especially with
Probably.
DC movies, because it happens so often that I think people. I think that's where Disney's doing it right. They're not doing a new. Well,
They're not
that's
doing
not
a
Disney.
live action.
Yeah, they're not. They're
Frozen
not
yet.
doing.
And even though the Defenders exist in the same universe as the Avengers, the likelihood of seeing them together is pretty slim because, what would one really have to do with the other?
Yeah, and I think you look at the Marvel universe and you think, well, what about Spider-Man? Spider-Man, there's been 3 different Spider-Men in the last little
That's
bit.
the Sonyverse.
But that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying, though, is like, I think
Tom Holland is
that,
my favorite.
It's one of the things, like, because I was saying, like, Disney doesn't do this. So that's just saying, like, oh, yeah, Disney still didn't do this. This was the Sony arm of the Marvel movie making that did this. Because, I mean, you even look at X-Men. X-Men hasn't really had reboots. They've just
Technically, no.
extended the story.
Yeah.
Sony, you did this. It's
They
all
did some
Sony's
timey
fault.
wimey nonsense. And
Yeah. Which is where they should have brought Bishop and Forge and not.
Are we going
Sorry,
to get into this?
we're not
yeah,
doing.
I
We're
know.
not doing this again.
Yeah.
I do this every week, and we're
Tell
not.
us
gonna
where
do
the
this again.
X-Men
You
movies
do like
hurt
mulleted
you.
superheroes, don't you?
I what?
You do like mulleted superheroes.
I do.
Who do you like? Okay, I know you like Bishop, but who else?
Forge.
Okay.
Let's see. I was a big fan of Rocket Raccoon before Guardians came out.
Yeah.
I had Rocket Raccoon's first comic book
Corey!
where he just had a fishbowl as a helmet. And he was a naked raccoon floating through space with a fishbowl helmet that somehow had oxygen in it.
Oh, good old Rocket the Rabbit.
Yep.
But so no, I have a love for the underdog heroes, the ones that should be.
Hey, I liked Underdog until he did that horrendous movie with Jason Lee.
That movie is a gem.
Talk about reboots.
I've
But-
actually not seen it. That is a Disney movie, though.
It is.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I actually highly recommend everybody go see Underdog.
Okay, so did they have, I'm not talking about Underdog for a minute, I'm sorry. Did they have Simon Bar Sinister in that? Who was the
I
villain?
can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen it.
Because, his main villain in the cartoon was a little person, so I'm wondering who they would have cast if they just made him not a little person in the movie.
don't know.
Let me look.
Okay, James is
You guys keep
But I
talking.
mean, you
I'll
think about it.
IMDb
pressing Underdog questions.
Comic history, we always have reboots in comic history. Whether it's you retcon something or you're completely rebooting the series, it's just part of the culture of pop culture.
Or it
You
could just be
get
like
your
anime
reboots.
and just keep making everybody stronger to up the ante.
Well, that might happen soon. You never know.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on, James, find it quickly. Is that
I
Peter
did find
Dinklage?
it. It was Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage.
Okay, I kind of thought so, but I didn't want to seem, I don't know what,
Don't typecast him.
I don't want to be sizist.
It's a thing.
But no, it was Peter
I just want
Dinklage.
to know if they made him a dwarf or a giant dwarf. I don't know. Sorry. Sorry, Stefan. I know
Oh,
you're not
boy.
here, but sorry, Stefan. Is he here? Stefan!
Stefan
No, I
is
guess
not
All of
here.
a sudden, all these people are going to know what?
I don't think
Oh,
there's
not
that
you.
many Stefans.
All right, so what else do you guys have?
So Battlestar Galactica. Let's talk about that
Oh,
reboot.
yeah.
That might be one of the most successful reboots that I've ever enjoyed.
The Sci-Fi Channel.
The Sci-Fi
Right
Channel.
Before it became the Sci-Fi Channel.
Sci-Fi Channel. Yeah, before it became the Sci-Fi Channel, Ron Moore's reboot of Battlestar Galactica is probably one of the best television shows I've
See,
ever watched.
I didn't watch that show until it was already run its course on TV, and I'm glad because I could watch it like well, I could just binge the whole thing because
Yeah.
it was so good.
You know what turned me on to Battlestar Galactica was the Portlandia episode, where it's just one more episode, and they watch Battlestar Galactica like every season of it,
It's
like
so
back to back
good.
to back.
Was this,
and it's,
was this before Edward James almost became Jay's honorary grandpa?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, but like they watch every season back to back, but it's not the time of streaming it. It's when
Oh.
Netflix would send you the so they'd have to put in new discs and stuff or something like that. And so it'd be like, oh, one more? And
see,
then they would
kids,
just get all of them at once.
Back in the dark days, we had these things called DVDs.
Back in the dark days, we had things called VHS.
I still have it. You guys don't have VHS?
I still have a VHS player and VHS.
Seeing that some of our crowd is of the younger generation, do any of you have VCR or VHS tapes at home. You do? All of you do?
Wow. Oh, you don't
And-
count, Corey. You're old. You're of the older generation.
But this warms my heart so much because everybody makes fun of me for being 30 years old, having a home, and having a VCR.
Are you kind and rewind?
Hey,
No.
man, you can
No.
find treasures down at the Goodwill for your VCR.
He has found
I
treasures
have.
down at the
Yeah.
Goodwill. You found an entire Star Wars VHS
I
selection.
got all of my Star Wars movies.
You could find either of the 2 Indiana Jones movies
I
on
have
VHS.
them. I have every movie I've ever wanted on VHS. Except
Even Howard the
Ghostbusters.
Duck?
I'm looking for Ghostbusters. No, I did buy Ghostbusters.
Oh, you did?
La Bamba is the one I'm looking for on
La Bamba.
I might be able to help you out.
Oh,
Let me check my
James.
crap.
Oh, James.
Um,
Anyway, Battlestar Galactica. Lost in Space. Have you guys watched the new Lost in Space Netflix?
yes, have you guys watched it?
I have not. Is it worth watching?
Youth, it's for you.
It's for the youths.
amazing.
Is
Wonder
it-
how I know it's for the youth because I love it and my wife tells me I'm not mentally
What's-
developed
what's
as
Because
an
it
adult.
doesn't have Matt LeBlanc.
What's it rated?
TV 14?
Okay. Okay, so I can let Lily watch it then.
It might be Y7.
I was worried it was MA, but
No,
it's not.
No, it's good. It is.
good?
But so if you're of a scientific mind, there's going to be things where you're like, that wouldn't happen in science.
When have
just-
you ever been of a scientific mind?
I'm not. That's why I enjoy it because I'm like, I don't know
You
science.
can suspend your disbelief.
Yeah, it's easy to do that. But if you love science, you'll still love the show. Just don't think about it too much.
Oh, I should have no problem. I don't think about anything too much.
But that's another thing though too. Like talking about reboots, Netflix is doing it over and over again. They've done it with shows from the 70s, 80s.
Well, they've
And-
even picked up. I wouldn't necessarily call them reboots, but they did
I need
Arrested
to make some more
Development.
disjointed, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
It's more disjointed.
Yes.
What is that?
It is a great show. You
I haven't
should check
seen
it out.
Is it on Netflix?
Yes.
I'll watch it.
If you're not offended by people recreationally enjoying marijuana, you're going to think it's fun.
Nah, it doesn't bother me.
But like they've done like there's it's not just like science-y shows or One Day at a Time is one of the shows that they did a reboot. It's a show about
It sounds familiar.
It's like the original show is a family that lives in an apartment and they have a handyman who just won't leave. Like he's like one of the family. He's one of those guys that doesn't knock when he enters your house.
Ugh.
But they rebooted it and instead of having it was I think the original was an Italian American family in New York or New Jersey or something like that.
Okay, then
And-
I've got a list for him. Mr. Belvedere, Charles in Charge.
Yeah. But then in this one, in the reboot, they recast the family to be a Cuban American family in LA. And the show is hilarious. It's one of those shows that is definitely written for our time. There's a lot of social issues that they talk about in the show. And I think that's what I love about it is when we saw these shows when we were kids, you know, they wrote them to be funny. There was not really a message behind, there wasn't a message
We
about
didn't
really,
like to talk about things.
There wasn't a learning moment.
Yeah.
Like
there
in Full
wasn't
House.
learning moments in Three's Company, besides pay your landlord and hopefully it's not Mr. Roper. But One Day at a Time was like that too. It was a show that was meant to be a comedy. They wrote it to only be
I'd
a
take
comedy.
Mr. Hurley. Don Knotts could be my landlord anytime.
Yeah.
Sorry,
too.
kids, you don't know who Don Knotts is.
But One Day at a Time, the reboot on Netflix, they look at the social things that are going on. They look at what kids are dealing with at school, what they're dealing with at home, and they put a lot of thought into writing these shows now.
Yeah.
Do you know what's getting a reboot from Nickelodeon?
Double Dare?
Have you guys seen Double Dare?
Clarissa explains it all.
Double Dare.
Yeah. I want to know, have you guys seen Double Dare?
No?
You have. Double Dare.
Back when Mark Summers was the coolest adult on the planet.
Yeah.
Now, what I recommend all you youths do with your smart devices is hop on the YouTubes
Check all the
And-
Twitters.
and look up Double Dare, Nickelodeon. It's a game show for kids.
And it was the best game show.
one of the events, they had a giant, like 6-foot nose covered in boogers.
They had to
Fake
dig in it to
boogers.
find a little flag.
Yep.
And
So
the
at-
game was called Pick the Nose.
Really
so wait,
inventive
we
things.
have to describe this because they're having a hard time. So it starts out with trivia contest between two teams, right? The winner of whoever wins that gets to go to this
do a
final
physical
They can do a
challenge.
physical challenge. It's like a physical challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then whoever wins that gets to go to the obstacle course. And there's like, what, 7 or 8 obstacles?
Yeah.
All
And
really
it
gross.
seems easy when you
usually
look at
messy.
it, but you never consider running through it covered in slime, which is how they end up.
Yep.
And if you won, you got a free day at Universal Studios
A
because that's where
whole
they filmed it.
Day. A whole day.
I'm still waiting for them to give me the Nintendo Land at Universal Orlando. Because it's in the works.
I'm super excited for Double Dare, but if you guys could pick one show from your childhood to reboot, what would you pick?
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh, that's a good one. That's on Netflix. Lily is obsessed with that.
It is
one.
on Netflix, but I want like
You want a reboot?
I want a reboot with the what are those things? The dramatizations being like completely out there, like just being completely overproduced, being nothing.
Brought to you
but,
by Eli Roth.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes.
ooh, no. I don't know if that would be a good choice for a kids show.
Maybe.
What would you pick?
I don't know. A lot of the shows I liked as a kid sucked. Like they're fine when you look back, when you watch them again, they are terrible. So they rebooted rather Thundercats a few years ago, and that was pretty good, but it lasted one season, and Cartoon Network pulled the plug.
Thundercats was so good. No, actually, it wasn't really
No,
good,
don't
was it?
go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Don't.
I would like to see Punky Brewster rebooted. That was one of my
Except
favorite
now
shows
Soleil
growing
Moon
up.
Fry is Henry. She's the Henry role.
She's the
rather.
Henry. That'd be awesome.
She's
You
the
get-
adopter.
You have a Brandon, a little golden retriever puppy. It was such a good show.
We can see Gianna Glomer like in the cartoon.
Elmer. Let's not talk about the cartoon.
I
The
think
live action. I'm talking
I think
live
the
action.
funny thing though, when you talk about like reboots, like asking what my favorite show would have been to be rebooted, it's already happened. Voltron.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Voltron
too.
was my jam. That's why I love the Power Rangers so much. And I can't say that I want the Power Rangers rebooted because they've never stopped. They're still making new episodes of the Power
It
Rangers.
existed for 20 some odd years before we got it here.
Yeah,
Did it really?
Super Sentai, yeah.
Oh my.
yeah.
That's
I think we
incredible.
have a question or a
Yes.
response to.
We can't hear
Wait.
you. Yeah,
You can walk up, it's okay. Only James bites.
and he doesn't bite that hard.
No, I don't. I'm not like my
Oh,
dogs.
I know, James blows. What is it?
What?
Wait 1 second. Let me see.
James is going to listen to the. Do we not have a mic we can put down there? That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be difficult. I honestly, back when it was still airing Star Trek The Next Generation, I always imagined how fun it would be if they got a Mel Makian on there.
Ooh, yeah.
Just, just one of Alf's
Oh,
people
here he
on
comes.
there.
Here he
Or
comes.
Gordon Shumway.
Here he comes. Yes, James.
Sorry, we couldn't hear this nice young lady in her
Yes.
question.
She had mentioned about the 3rd season of Young Justice that's happening.
Oh, that's
yes,
right.
I'm excited because that was a solid show.
And it's not Cartoon Network. Well, Cartoon Network's doing it. Oh, wait. How is it going? DC is
Cartoon
doing an
Network
app.
did seasons 1 and 2.
Yeah, and DC. So from my understanding, DC is doing. They're creating an app like Disney's doing with their Disney Now app, and it's going to have all their cartoons on it. So this is the thing that sucks for Netflix.
Well,
Everybody's
that's
creating
good,
their
though,
own
because
app.
DC animation is the
It's
one thing
amazing.
they're doing right.
But
It's the only thing they're doing right
from
now.
my understanding is you'll be able to get Young Justice, the new season, when that app comes out, which I think is the beginning of next year. I think it's 2019. But I think they're going to do a full release, no weekly episodes, just going to all be at once. But then she mentioned that Voltron was
Okay,
also...
so since we're on the Cartoon Network and reboots, would they, for the love of all that's holy, stop remaking Ben 10? Just let that crap die. And if you love it, I'm sorry, but
You know what's a really good reboot though is Powerpuff Girls.
yeah.
Lily really loves both.
I haven't
both
watched the new
versions.
one.
The new one is really fun. Really fun.
I've watched a few episodes of the new Powerpuff Girls, but I just love
The
the
old
voice
ones?
actors from the old ones. Mojo Jojo is my jam.
Don't worry,
Yeah,
Professor.
I was
an
always more of a
accident
fuzzy
too.
lumpkin kind of guy.
Did you just call me a fuzzy monkey kind of guy?
No, I said I'm more of a fuzzy lumpkin kind of guy.
You are a fuzzy lumpkin, though.
I'm not a fuzzy lumpkin.
I bet Sarah liked the gangrene gang.
I grow
God.
this so I could look like Mojo Jojo.
Okay.
His is unkempt. His looks weird.
All
Well,
right.
he is a chimpanzee. Hey, in England, would it be a chimpanzee?
Oh, no. Oh.
Or am I just reading too much into things?
Don't give that one
Johnny,
to Chris
get off the
Provost's
stage.
face.
Just go.
Sorry,
That was
Stefan.
terrible. That was
Just
terrible.
go.
So we talked about what TV from your youth you would reboot. What about a movie? What movie from your youth would you reboot?
What movie would I reboot?
I got mine.
I would. You know what? It's not even a reboot. I want Superman Lives. I want the Nicolas
Nicolas
Cage
Cage.
Superman movie that was supposed to happen
God.
in the 80s.
You
That's
asked.
what I want. And I guess it technically could be a reboot because it was supposed to be a reboot of the Christopher Reeves Superman movies. That's what I
hold
want.
it back.
Give it to me, Hollywood. I know Hollywood listens to this
That's gross.
podcast. They're the only ones who review
They
us.
did see your Rocket Winter Soldier thing for sure.
I haven't shared that.
You haven't shared that?
No, because I don't want it to.
Well,
It's a
we
spoiler.
can't share it. Yeah, it is a spoiler now.
Okay, I don't know if I want a reboot or a spiritual sequel or what, but I'd like to see more along the lines of like Roger Rabbit.
Can you reboot
I
that?
would-
though?
I don't know.
It's so good. Why would you reboot it?
Can they just reboot it in Toontown at Disneyland? Because aren't they?
That ride's terrible.
Well, no, I'm not saying in
Hey,
the
Gadgets,
ride.
Oh, okay.
Gadgets Go Coaster is a fantastic ride. And that's in Toontown.
You know what I would reboot? One of my favorite movies. I will watch it every time it's on, no matter how bad it is. But I want to see it today with what they can do, with the graphics and everything. Dune.
Dune?
Dune, okay.
Dune.
I thought you said Doom. I was
No,
like, The Rock's Doom?
Dune.
The Doom with Dwayne The Rock
Dune
Johnson?
with
Carl
Sting
Urban.
and Patrick
Eh.
Stewart and what's his name? Kyle MacLachlan.
Kyle MacLachlan's still around. Let's get him.
He is.
You know what I want them to
He
reboot?
could play his dad in that
I
one.
want them to reboot The Avengers.
Shut up. Shut up.
No,
Don't
he's
go
talking
there.
about the old TV show.
Oh, the
Yeah.
old TV show?
Yeah.
Okay.
They tried it with Uma Thurman.
Oh.
That Avengers.
That Avengers.
What do you think I was talking about?
mashup with the
you think
Mod
I was talking
Squad?
about
I was
this
talking
Avengers?
about that Avengers, yeah. But you're talking about the Uma
How about the
Thurman
Revengers?
Yes, I want a Revengers movie. I'm assuming you've all seen Thor Ragnarok. Yes.
Korg and pals.
I want Korg, Thor, Valkyrie,
And,
Loki.
And Beta Ray Bill can show. He can show up as the.
Are we going to see
the
Beta
goof.
Ray Bill? I hope we see him.
That's what I want. I want a Revengers. Hollywood, listen to me. Marvel Studios, listen. I want the Revengers.
What if I just want a Korg movie?
Or,
Just
I do want a Korg.
I want a
movie.
Korg movie, just Korg. 100% Korg.
I want a
Korg
Thor.
and the Porg versus the Borg.
There's the name of the episode. 100% Korg. Okay.
I want a Daryl movie.
Daryl Hannah?
Why?
No.
No, Daryl.
No,
Thor's
Thor's roommate, Daryl.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm getting flustered over here.
I know.
I'm sure we don't have near enough Land Before Time sequels.
What are we at, 26?
Something like
At
that.
least.
At least 40, I thought.
You know, actually, I want a live-action Land Before Time movie.
How about Five Goes West or American Tail?
Yeah,
No.
I could see Five Goes West. I could see that.
Live action?
Yeah, just get a bunch of field mice running around. You could do it like a nature show. Have David Attenborough do all the
They
voices.
need to reboot Disney Afternoon. I don't care.
David Attenborough's dead.
They could bring him back.
All right.
They recorded his voice enough.
Okay. Well, you have demonstrated to us that you can piece our voices
I
together.
can make anybody say anything I want.
Yep.
They need to
As long as it's
reboot
recorded.
Sherlock Holmes 2025 or whatever it was. 22, 20. I don't know.
I thought you were going to say they need to reboot Robert Downey Jr.
No.
His
He's got
Sherlock.
no boots.
Let's say they have like 5 Sherlocks going on.
There's 2 Sherlocks.
No, there's one on CBS.
Wasn't that canceled?
Elementary.
Oh.
I think that was canceled.
It might have
I don't
been.
count that as Sherlock.
I don't watch a lot of TV now that I have Netflix. Now that I'm like one of these cool kids with devices.
Yeah, James is always watching the sports.
The sports?
Yeah.
The WWFs.
That's
or
sports.
WWE's,
Yeah.
sorry. not
The WWF is the World Wildlife
loves the
Foundation.
Sorry, I grew up.
Wildlife
I love
I'm
those
sorry, I grew up
pandas.
with the WWF, as in World Wrestling Foundation.
The pandas are my friends. That's actually why they had to change their name.
I know that.
Because the pandas were threatening to take the belt from the Undertaker, and they weren't having that.
Hey, have you ever seen a panda fight? They're
Yes,
vicious.
I've seen Kung Fu Panda. McCree! Is it high noon somewhere? Nice.
Oh.
James is harassing cosplayers.
That's what I do.
Nerd.
How dare you?
James, cosplay is not consent.
It's not
Girls gotta eat, James.
I saw the Wasatch Con thing up here, and I thought it said Sasquatch Con.
Well, that would explain why I'm here.
Like, it's just like, oh, you know what? We're gonna divert from our reboots for a second.
Okay.
let's.
Because I saw the Sasquatch thing. We're gonna talk Sasquatch
Reboot
theories
Harry
for a
and the
second.
Hendersons.
Yes, but I want Chewbacca as Harry. Because my Sasquatch theory is that Star Wars is real, and that George Lucas found holotapes, and
No, they're
that
just grounded Wookiees.
that Wookiees are Sasquatches. That Wookiees are in. Bye, Corey.
In fact, the first one that landed here, his name was Sam Squatch, and that's how they got
That's
the
what
name.
yeah.
God.
But that is my Sasquatch theory.
This is what I have to deal with
Here
every
we are
week.
at Sasquatch Con. We should have a Sasquatch Con.
There probably
bet you
is.
there is
There
one.
probably is already
Is there
Sasquatch,
one in Utah?
Sasquatch Con.
Oh, I'm sure.
I doubt it.
And
It's
then we could just
probably
watch
up in
Harry
Oregon.
and the Hendersons
You'll have to
over
look that
and
up
over
on
and
the
over.
Ask Jeeves, okay?
Look it up and see if there's.
Hey, Jeeves.
So was Jay successful in getting Alexa to talk to Siri?
Oh. So on my social media, yesterday, my son, what were we doing? I don't even know what we were doing.
I don't know what you were doing. I
We were
wasn't there.
coming home from our lovely breakfast at Denny's, our Han Solo style breakfast.
Oh, man, I want that.
It's really good. But I see a Zim. Sorry, I
Oh, that's Gur.
no.
Oh, she
Zim.
is just a Zim.
Zim.
Sorry, I just thought Gur. Oh.
Why is there bacon in the soup?
All right.
Can you
sorry
sing the
about
Doom
that.
song?
As
you
you
know
can
the Doom
see,
song?
I get easily distracted.
There's a little Princess Leia too. Did you notice she's Princess Leia?
I love it. So we're
And a
driving.
Cinderella.
We're driving home from Denny's yesterday, and my son says, "I want to get Alexa and Siri to talk to each other." And I was thinking to myself, I've seen this movie before. It was called Age of Ultron. It doesn't end well.
Did he do
And-
it?
I cannot confirm nor deny if he did this.
Why?
Because, as our friend Robert Neal pointed out, that if we had an Infinity Stone, then we don't have to worry about Thanos coming. But I cannot confirm nor deny if we have an Infinity Stone at my house.
What
Fair
stone?
enough.
What stone do you have at your house, James?
I can't tell you. I can't confirm nor deny that I have one. Seriously though, like these are the best cosplays I have seen.
He has-
Yep.
Especially,
Yep.
You have no idea how much. That's something I want rebooted into a live-action movie.
Oh.
Invader Zim.
But the old one was
I want
so
this
good,
child
though.
to play Zim. Because look at that Zim swagger
Winning.
right there.
I know, it's perfect.
They're just like, hey, yeah, look at me. I'm Zim. I got this.
Yeah, but I want to know, can you sing the Doom song?
Well,
Do you know the Doom
Gur
song?
sang it. Well, I guess Zim did sing the Doom song later.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, she's doing it.
Woohoo! She's singing the Doom song.
That's okay.
Sorry.
It's supposed to go on for 6 months.
Sarah, apologize to that
I'm
mother.
sorry, Mother, because I know how you feel as a mom of a 5-year-old who never stops talking. Ever. Ever.
Okay, speaking of the brainchildren of Jonan Vasquez, you know who I'd like to see, like HBO or one of the...
Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
Yes, I would love to see them do an animated Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
Oh, God. No, please.
I would love
You saw that picture with Lily at the Halloween store wearing that mask, right?
Yes.
Anybody who knows my child, she loves Halloween, and so
She
when
loves the macabre.
She does loves the macabre, and I get in trouble for letting her love it.
Yeah,
But
she's jonesing for the new chapter of Inky.
Oh,
or
she
Bendy.
is Bendy and the Ink Machine. She doesn't know that it came out. I have not told her that it is out, because if I tell her or she finds out, I will never hear the end of it, ever.
You know, the one thing that I want to talk about, since it's no longer happening, do any of you play Battlefront? Nobody plays Battlefront?
I tried it once. I didn't care for it.
Oh, is this the Ewok hunt?
Yes, Ewok
All
hunt.
right.
So they had this patch in the game 2 weeks ago where you could hunt Ewoks. But I'm assuming you've all seen or have played the Slender Man games or Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay.
So this game is essentially, the Ewok game is essentially a horror game for Star Wars. You're walking around as a stormtrooper with your blaster
In
and
the
a
Force of
flashlight.
Endor.
You have a flashlight on your blaster,
Would have been better with Gungans.
but your flashlight goes out and it's dark and you can't see. It's like pitch black. Like there's like flames over here, over there, and you're trying to run to the flames. There's stuff hanging from the trees, falling on people. I'm screaming at 2 o'clock in the morning. My wife's yelling at me to shut up. My kid's yelling at me. He has school in the morning. But so you're running around the forest trying to hunt Ewoks. Now, if you're an Ewok in the game, you can see fine, because Ewoks can see it in the dark.
You think stormtroopers would have dark vision, night vision?
You'd think
Dark
so.
vision. I've been playing too much D&D.
But no, they have flashlights. The Empire, here's the thing about the Empire. The Empire is not as rich as we think. The Empire
They
puts
just
all
keep the
their
1%
money.
for themselves
Yeah, they
Death
put all their
Stars cost
money
a lot of
into
money.
Death Stars.
into ships. They don't care about the little guy. They don't care about the soldiers.
That sounds familiar. Sorry.
But anyway, I just wanted to say how much I loved Ewok Hunt, and I hope it comes back. That's all I wanted to say.
Maybe they'll just turn it into an app like Five Nights at Freddy's.
I hope so.
It'll be 5 nights on Endor.
I hope so. But the other thing I want to talk about is, do we have any Simpsons fans here? Does anybody watch? You all watch Simpsons?
All right.
So recently, Hank Azaria, the guy who voices like 90% of the characters on Simpsons,
You don't think they would do this, though, do you?
Well, so
Well, we had a Harry
he's-
Shearer scare a few years ago. He was talking
true.
about leaving.
Well, he's not talking. He didn't say he'd leave. So this is the thing. This is the thing I love about the internet and entertainment sites is the clickbait titles, because all of them say Hank Azaria is gonna step aside from this because of a poo controversy. And it's like, no. If you listen to the interview, if you listen to everything he has said, I don't want to offend this community, so I will do anything that this community sees fit with this character, have it being recasted as somebody else, or have the character evolve, have the character of Apu evolve into somebody else.
Yeah, because wasn't the major thing that is that Apu was very stereotypical?
Yeah,
and
so like they're saying, like, he said, like, I never wanted to offend people with this character, but when we started the character, we all in production had a very limited grasp of the culture.
When did Simpsons start?
89?
So it wasn't really in a time where we were thinking about these things anyway.
So people were just doing voiceovers as jobs. He created this character not to be somebody that kids would get picked on if they were Indian or Indian American. But he just did what he knew. He's like, well, I've gone to an Indian restaurant. This is what they sounded like, and that's how he created the character. I think that he's been really respectful of culture stuff-wise throughout the series, and a lot of other people think so too. It's just he's of the mindset of we need more representation in voiceover.
That makes sense.
And that's why he's like, I will do whatever it takes if that means stepping aside as Apu. That doesn't mean he's going to go
the
away
show.
from Mo or the
No.
other hundreds of characters that he does. It's just the
it
one
means
character.
getting somebody who, either getting rid of the character and replacing it with something else,
Yeah.
or getting an Indian actor to
Right.
voice it.
Yeah. And so I thought that was really cool of him to be like, yeah, I'm not stepping aside from The Simpsons. I'll still do The Simpsons. I'll still do these characters. I just want this to be something that Indian Americans can look at and be proud of.
That makes
And
sense.
I
Makes
loved
sense.
it. I thought it was great. So, but like, my question is, what are your thoughts on that, like with representation in voiceover? Because that's one of the things I think that people get away with. There was an actor.
You guys know I'm big into video games, and I'm really big into a lot of the voiceover stuff. They're actually doing more to be representative, and even In God of War 4, which just came out, the guy from, I can't even remember his name, but he's a black actor, and he's voicing this kind of white barbarian god, and he's fantastic at it.
Yeah.
So it's hard with voice acting. I think you have to kind of find a balance of who is going to portray it well versus how much do you want to represent with voice acting.
Well, and I think so the reason why I brought this question up is because there was a Canadian actor who got cast as an African-American actor in a Netflix show. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing wrong. That's the thing. Voiceover, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think so the guy, he did an interview, and he said, you know what? I grew up in the ghetto. I grew up around these kinds of people. I know what they sound like. I think that's where you kind of start stepping on the banana peel, and you're like, just because you grew up in the same neighborhood as this person doesn't mean you have that person's experience.
You know, I think casting directors should definitely do everything they can to fill those roles representative of the culture and the ethnicity. But at the same time, you have to find a balance.
You have to find the best fit.
You have to find the best fit, yeah. So I think it depends. I think it just depends on the situation. Because the best fit for obviously God of War was this, because they got rid of the old actor and they brought in this new one. And I can't remember his name. He's in a whole bunch of sci-fi stuff, but he's excellent in this role in God of War. Playing Kratos, or croutons as we like to call him.
Crouton?
Crouton.
Like the thing you put on salad?
Yes, we call him Crouton on Twitch.
I like it.
Kratos.
I like croutons.
Also known as Dad of War. We're gonna talk about him.
I have to play that game.
You need to play the game. I'll give it to you. I'll buy a copy for you. You can play it.
Actually, I want the Spider-Man game.
That doesn't come out until later this year.
I know.
September. But oh my God, that game looks amazing.
It does.
If you play PlayStation, look for the Spider-Man game coming out in September.
Trying to think of.
What else did you want to talk about today, James?
Yeah,
Or do we
we
need to put?
probably
Or
ought to
do we
wrap it
need
up
to
here
put our
soon.
spear in it?
I don't know. What do you guys want? We have like 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Is there do any of you have questions for us or any
I was going to say we can't talk about a certain movie that just came out. So.
Yes. I mean, I can, but I won't.
It's very hard to hear, so you might need to come up closer, or James can run down and.
I can run down.
You can run down.
Or just
I don't have a
stand
microphone,
for a
but I
minute
can-
while he
Or
runs
do we?
down there.
Yeah.
I can run down and get questions.
Okay.
Oh,
run.
James just fell off the stage.
Yep.
He's got a massive head wound. It's pretty nasty.
Yep. It's bleeding.
Oh, he got back up. He's all right.
Okay. Although his underwear is hanging out the back of his pants now.
Your Vader undies are quite nice.
His underoos. Underoos. Oh, look. Oh, we have a mic, James. Nope,
No,
it's
not working.
Not
We've
working.
been having some issues.
Aw.
So it's okay.
James is gathering questions as we sit here and wait.
I think he's trying to get those nice people to adopt him.
Oh.
James kind of has a tendency
He does
to do
need to
that.
be adopted. Oh, there we go. Now we have a mic. Here we go.
Test it, James.
Hello.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
working.
it works.
Alrighty.
Oh, James, don't choke him with it.
Hey, our listeners are going to hear this and they're going to think I'm crazy.
Oh, they already know that, James.
I know. Let me have this.
Okay.
So when that Zim cosplayer came up, you mentioned something about a live action movie. They're already in the process of making a movie, and the Voltron reboot.
Repeat
Hey,
it because
hey,
I
James,
couldn't.
repeat
I
that
couldn't
for
hear.
us.
Very good.
So she was saying when we were talking about the live action reboots and when we were talking about Zim, she said they're doing it.
Shut
No
up.
kidding. All right.
Are you serious?
Oh, they're just doing
It's just an animated movie.
it's just an animated, but they're doing an animated movie, which
I'm
makes
okay
sense
with that.
because
I'll
they
take any Zim I
did
can get,
they did the comic book. They're doing the comic book,
which has
right
been
now.
great.
Yeah.
And then did you have something about the Voltron one?
Never mind. And they've started also a Gravity Falls comic.
Gravity Falls comic.
No, they haven't. Seriously?
I need that.
I know
That's
you
a good
do.
show.
That is such a good show.
That's gonna be Dipper's gonna be my kid's next cosplay.
I know.
Because it's cheap.
You're more of a Seuss.
Hey, I'm more of questiony the question mark. That's gonna be my
Okay.
jam.
Do we have
Any
any-
other
Can I be
questions
Waddles? I get to
or
be Waddles.
comments? What's that?
I get to be Waddles.
All right, you can be my Waddles.
All these Netflix shows, are they going to have?
It's still hard to hear the questions, James. Still have to repeat.
Do they have the original show of the Daredevil? When do they start with their their seasons. That's
So he was asking like when they start like seasons for like Daredevil, things like that. Like, yeah.
production. They haven't started another season after the introduction of Daredevil. I was wondering when they're going to do that.
So they're, I know that they're in production on the next season of Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when it's going to come out.
Stilt Man.
I think that so what they did with Daredevil was you had the 2 seasons of Daredevil, and then you had
Defenders.
Well, you had Jessica Jones,
Luke Cage, Iron Fist,
and then Defenders.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Can I just whine about how I'm the Defender of Kunlun really quick?
If you could only hear my eye roll.
Yeah, so Jessica Jones has had her season come out a couple months
Finn
ago.
Jones.
But then I think Daredevil will be out this summer or fall. Most likely fall. I think fall of 2018. Luke Cage as well. And Luke Cage will also be out.
I'm excited for Luke Cage.
Me too.
I like Luke Cage. Sweet Christmas. Sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, Stefan.
I can't apologize enough for my
Sorry, Stefan.
podcast.
Hey, tell those 2 jokers to come ask me this question.
Hey, 2 jokers, you're supposed to ask. Sarah wants to ask. Sarah wants you to
One
talk.
of them is Mark Hamill.
Hi, Caitlin.
What do you want me to say?
I don't know. Do you have a question? I have a question for you.
Okay, sure. What do you have a question for?
How did you like Infinity War without spoilers?
Infinity War was awesome. I saw it yesterday morning because I missed the press screening because I was at CinemaCon.
She said too much,
that's right.
cut her off.
I remember you. You were there.
I was.
Yeah. I've seen it twice.
Is it
James,
better?
how many times have you seen it?
Just the once.
I've just seen it once as well.
So is it better
Luke,
first
how many
time or
times have you
second
seen
time
it?
around?
Once? Okay.
Is it better the first time
You're all
around or
slacking.
second
Get to the
time?
theaters.
Is it better the first or second time?
Mario
Sarah?
Brothers movie reboot. That's what we need.
Oh, yes. Mario Brothers.
Can you please take me off
But I
this
still want
podcast?
John Leguizamo in it.
Yeah,
He
can
could
you
be Mario
take
now.
my spot on this podcast?
He could be.
I don't want to live on this podcast anymore.
All right. Should we
gotta
stick a
wrap
spear
it
in
up.
it?
All right, I guess we got to wrap it up. There's a Jack and a Sally over here. Hi, Jack. Hi, Sally.
Oh, yeah.
And a Sakura, right? Okay.
Not quite
I
close.
don't need your life story.
Johnny, jeez. So rude.
Learn your animes, Johnny.
No.
This guy, I can't take him anywhere.
All right, James. Put a spear in it.
All right, thanks for coming out to see our podcast at Wasatch Con.
Hey, we have, if you guys want like free mugs or stickers, we have some coffee mugs and stickers to give away. So come in and see us over where that box is.
Yeah, and then just find us on anywhere you listen to your podcast.
Instagram, Geek Parenting.
Yeah.
Facebook, Geek Parenting Podcast. Twitter, Geek Parent Pod, or geekparentingpodcast.com.
And don't forget to
We're on Spotify.
review.
We're on Google Play.
Don't forget to
Stitcher.
review and
Review
like our
us,
podcast.
give us 5 stars.
You don't have
Download
to
us
give
on
us 5.
Spotify.
I gave us 1. I mean, you've seen it. You've seen it live. You've seen what we do. Thanks for coming out, everybody. I hope
Thanks,
you enjoy
guys.
the rest of the con.
Have a great weekend.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Here's some money. Go see a Star Wars.